Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another day of reading with Tales with Miss Fennell. Please let me know if you can hear me or see me because at first it said it was having trouble connecting. But welcome back. I'm so excited to be reading another story with you today. As you can see, I got my Friday shirt on because it's Friday, even though I have lost track of all the days. I did remember it was Friday, so I wore my Friday shirt. Today we are going to read a story, and if you are currently at the school that I teach at, then you have seen this story before because we have read it, and I enjoyed it so much that I am going to read it again because I feel like this story has a lot to do with what's going on right now. With all of this coronavirus stuff going on, they have closed down schools and libraries, so I know it's been hard for a lot of our students to have access to books. And we read a book earlier in the year called My Camel, or My Librarian is a Camel, and we learned about all the different countries and how they get books delivered to them. And we're going to read a book about a Biblioburro today. And if you don't know, a Biblioburro is a mobile library that comes from Colombia. And there was a man by the name of Luis, and he really wanted the people in his country to be able to read books and have access to books because it wasn't as easy as it was for us today to just go to a library or go to a bookshelf in our classrooms to get books. And he decided that he was going to come up with a way for kids in his country to be able to read books. And what he did was a burro is a donkey, and he has two donkeys, and you'll learn what their names are in the book in a second. And he traveled from place to place every once in a while so that the kids in the country could have books. So I thought that was a really cool way for the kids in his country to get books. And I feel like that is kind of what I'm trying to do now, to find another alternative for you guys to be able to have access to books and read them. So today we're going to read the story by Jeanette Winter, who is a great author, called Biblioburro, a true story from Colombia. And we know when stories are true, those are fiction books, which means everything in the story is real. Deep in the jungles of Colombia, there lives a man who loves books. His name is Luis. And there's Luis in his house reading a book, just like me. Luis thinks long and hard. At last, an idea pops. Oh, I'm so sorry, friends. I skipped a page. As soon as he reads one book, he brings home another. Soon the house is filled with books. His wife, Diana, grumbles. What are you going to do? Eat books with our rice? I can tell by the way she's talking, she really doesn't understand why Luis likes books so much. Luis thinks long and hard. At last, an idea pops into his head. I can bring my books, into a faraway hills to share with those who have none. One burro could carry books, and the other burro could carry me and more books. What a great idea. Luis buys two sturdy little burros. Their names are Alpha and Beto. He builds crates to hang on their backs and paint signs, Biblioburro, the Burro Library. Then Diana fills the crates with books. I can see that his wife has a change of heart because she's actually helping her husband to put the books on the donkeys. Every week, Luis and Alpha and Beto set off across the countryside to a faraway village in lonely hills. This week, they traveled to El Tormentino. And I'm pretty sure it takes a long time for him to get to where he's going because donkeys aren't very fast. So I can tell that. That means he cares a lot about kids reading. When the sun burns high in the sky, Luis and the burros stop at a stream to drink the cool water. After they have had their fill, Beto balks. Luis pulls and pulls on Vito's reins, but Brito won't budge. The children are waiting for us. At last, the burrios give in and step across the stream. I think the donkey was super tired. Deep in the hills, the path is lonelier than ever. Bird songs are the only sounds they hear. Then, from deep in the shadows, a bandit leaps out. Oh gosh, oh no. A bandit, I can tell, is probably like a robber or a thief or someone that's up to no good. Because I can see him saying, "Give me your silver." "Please let us pass," Louise says. "The children are waiting." The bandit scowls at the books, but he takes one and growls, "Next time, I want silver." The Biblioburro continues on its way over the hills until at last Luis sees houses below. The children of El Tomentino run to meet him. And I can tell that the kids in the picture are super excited because we know when we infer, we think the story doesn't tell us. But when they run to meet him, that means they're probably excited because they know that Luis has something for them. Luis insisted on reading a story before they chose books to borrow. "Today, I have a surprise for you," he says. He reached behind the books and pulled out a bundle of masks, little piglets. "Put on the mask and I'll read you a tale about pigs." Now, I know that we all know a story that has pigs in it. I wonder what he's getting ready to read to the children. Once upon a time, and the book doesn't tell me, but I can see what's going on in all of the little bubbles that are above the children's head. That means that they're thinking about whatever it is that he's reading. I can see on this side that there are 3 little pigs. I can see that there are straw houses and brick houses and houses of stick. I can see a wolf that is huffing and puffing. So what do you think this story is? You're right, the 3 little pigs. When the story ends, it's time for everyone to choose a book. The children hold their books close as they say goodbye and walk home. Luis and Alpha and Beto head back over and around the hills, across the grasslands and streams, and into the sunset. At home, Luis feeds his hungry burros, and Diana feeds her hungry husband. But then, instead of sleeping, Luis picks up a book and reads deep into the night. And far away in the hills, candles and lanterns burn as the children read borrowed books deep into the night too. The end. So yesterday we talked about central message and how that's what you can relate to your life. And something that I took from this book is no matter where you are and no matter what the circumstance, it's always good to be able to get books to children because I know they love to read and so do I. So making sure that in times of need, books can be something that help you feel better. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in. I can see that some of my family is on here and that's super awesome. I'm glad that my family, my friends, and my students are able to have access to books even though we're not available to have a go to get books or have them in our schools or our libraries right now. My cousin asked, would I have some guest readers? I would love to have guest readers on here. We will figure out how to do that so that way you can see other friends that are enjoying books. If you are at home enjoying books, please take pictures and send them to me. I would love to share them with you. And to all of my students, stay safe, keep reading, write down the books you're reading in your reading logs because whenever we do come back to school, the challenge is still on to see how many books we can read. Bye guys, see you later.